G is Gug.
Gavin, can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, go for it.
No, all right.
All right, we were talking about the
that's
Teletubbies
fine.
before
yeah,
this.
and he said something
Would I
crazy.
care? I don't know. What's it matter?
Yeah. Welcome to
It was
Is it true?
hypothetical. Don't take it as
whatever
True?
this is.
I take it personally.
I want to be that baby in the sun that's just like,
Oh, it's so awful. Okay.
Except it's you grown
When
up
I was
going,
When I was at Michael's house,
we're talking about the Teletubbies.
yeah. When I was at Michael's house the other day, you know, Iris is watching TV, like when I was over there, and she was watching the Paw Patrol or like some dog thing. But then Michael's like, check this shit out. And he like turned on this show that was like this Netflix show, and it was these two Triceratops that were learning things.
Yeah.
Like, and it was, as someone who went to animation school,
Terrible.
horrific. It was so
to
bad.
play the piano at any point.
Oh my, no, they just like, they don't talk. There's a narrator who's talking to them, and they're like, "Bah!" And there's like this girl, it's the boy one's Dino, the girl one's Dinah. And then like, Dinah and Dino.
Cooking in the kitchen with
Same model, one has a bow. Then, and they were like, we're gonna learn, they play fucking slots, and it tells them what they're gonna learn today. And they're
gamblers.
like, colors,
Yeah.
and we're gonna learn it using boomerangs. And they're like,
The typical way you learn.
yeah, they're
colors.
like, this is a blue boomerang, and they throw it, and it just like, the animation is just, it like floats away from them. And,
It's like, they go, this is a boomerang.
Michael kept looking at me because Iris was watching it. He's sitting there, and I'm behind Iris going, like watching this.
Do you think they just farm that out to someone on
absolutely.
Twitter? Just like, hey, can you like storyboard that and we'll just upload that?
horrific. It was fucking horrific. Oh my god.
Kids shows are mind melting. They
are
went like they
mind-melting.
got good and got educational, and now that I see them, it's like someone either had an acid trip and threw up on paper, and that's the story, or it's like that where it's just like this is gonna make my child dumb.
I don't know how Teletubbies talking a bunch of nonsense on TV helps anyone learn anything.
Yeah.
I don't.
They learn lessons.
I mean,
There's like obviously like human bits, and there's giant rabbits.
I don't think I've
It's
learned a
time
single.
for-
I don't think I've seen an episode of that show.
It's time for
Teletubbies.
Tinky
Yeah.
Winky
It's
to
weird.
have his bowl of oats. Like what is the cereal
they're
they
like,
always
wake
have?
Up. Like it's weird. It's actually weird.
Wake
like,
up!
Yeah,
Time for
wake up.
Teletubby bye-bye. Like, what is happening?
Trevor could be the narrator. on
Have you
this.
ever seen the picture of the Tinky Winky guy like without the hat on, without the head?
Oh, is it
Smoke
horrific?
Aren't they enormous?
Tinky Winky is like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like he's like
Oh,
tiny in
what?
that thing. They had to
Can we
get
find a picture?
special giant like Romanian rabbits, which are ginormous, to make the Teletubbies look smaller. Mental.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
like giant rabbit. Yeah.
What's there's also like banana in pajamas.
Bananas and pajamas.
Yeah, that shit's weird too.
Isn't that? That's not a Canadian show, I guess. I thought
I
it was a
don't-
Canadian show.
I-
for the
maybe.
longest time.
gotta
I
find
used to
this
watch
Tinky Winky
that.
picture.
Banana in
I
pajamas.
think they're gonna pull it up.
They're coming down the
Maybe.
stairs.
Yeah, I used to.
Stairs,
I
yeah.
remember liking it, but I don't
Only thing
remember
I
the
know
plot.
about that show.
I don't know.
I know nothing about that show other than people in Achievement Hunter videos have said bananas in pajamas, and then Gavin has said coming down the stairs.
coming
That's
down
my
the stairs.
only knowledge of that
coming
show.
down the stairs.
Look at how pissed he is.
All right, well that's
He's gonna kill you.
kind of, but there's one where he stood up and there's like PA's like half his
Yeah,
size.
maybe search like Teletubbies
Well, Tinky
size.
Winky's the big one.
Well,
He's
isn't it
big.
because their faces are almost like at the neck? of
Yeah,
the
they look-
Teletubbies?
They're in that
Yeah.
window, aren't they?
Well, no,
Are
they gotta
not?
look down at that because that's where the commercial happens.
That's
For
true.
Budweiser.
Well, the fact that you remember
For
that.
Budweiser.
I don't remember that from Budweiser.
Bought and sold, baby.
Oh, there's some weird kid shows. Absolutely.
Do you
Yes.
think kid shows like Teletubbies and stuff like that are what creates serial killers?
I think it depends on
I
how
don't
old
think
you are
you're
when you're watching them.
wrong. Yeah,
Tinky
yeah.
Winky.
The older you are watching them, the more likely you are a serial killer.
I'm 16 and I love the Teletubbies.
I
I'm
love
16.
Teletubbies.
I don't know
does that
what
tell you
serial
about
killers are anymore. Gavin wanted to keep Michael's ear earlier.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was hypothetical.
Gavin, could I also say Michael's head did look really small today?
It looked tiny.
It's his
and he came up
haircut.
to you,
It's
and it was
'cause
like,
of the
how much
curls.
percent? What percent smaller does my head look? And you were weighing it up. 'cause
Well,
it
I
looked
was just
small.
like, oh, you got a haircut.
A
right?
head cut.
head cut.
That's when they shave away your skull
A head cut.
and they trim it down. Yeah. So
I
after
can
his
only get a
haircut-
head cut at this point.
It just, I think it is because like he got the haircut. He
Yeah.
is a little buffer. He's wearing like a tighter long sleeve shirt too.
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
He's got to
accentuates,
show
I guess.
off the buffness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
not a bad thing. I think it's just.
He's got a tiny
definitely
head.
Sometimes it's nice to have a tiny
definitely
head.
yeah.
Did you measure his head on the show?
Yeah.
It was
did.
big. It was bigger than yours.
Was
I think it was the
Was
same.
it 23?
Was it the same as mine?
I think it was the same. It was.
What was her head
It
measurement?
was
22 and a half.
22 and a half.
Which
Oh,
is
so that
like
was
what we
like,
had.
I think that's bigger than mine.
You were 22,
I think I'm just
and
22
you both were
flat.
Use
23.
this one,
I was
'cause
like,
that'll
that's not-
hurt. Yeah, that'll hurt.
Because when I did it on the podcast too, and when I did it on the podcast, it was like 24.
Well, the problem is this is like a
Shitty
weird tape
tape.
measure, but
Yeah.
Did they do this on the podcast? Was I on that one?
yeah, it was forever ago.
We measured
Yeah,
Barney's head.
I need-
everything's
I need
been done on the
Fiona to
RT
do it
podcast.
because,
It's on
uh,
episode like
she has, like, a-
You gotta take like
796.
the thickest circumference, right?
All right.
many.
Well, she's-
The RT
she's measuring it the same
podcast
way
is
she
the
measured all of us, so
Simpsons
that
of
way
Rooster
it's
Teeth.
uniform
It's just
for everyone.
everything that can be done has been done on that.
Isn't Red vs. Blue the Simpsons of Rooster Teeth?
Red versus Blue
Longer.
is a
This
travesty.
is like
I don't know. I just really wanted to hit something there.
Red vs. Blue,
How do you stop?
because sometimes I just
How do you
whip out
turn
the
this
Blu-ray,
back
like the
up?
first 10 seasons. It's really good.
It's awesome.
It's such a good show.
And I'll be honest, I don't know what's going on now. I tried to jump back in and I saw like Donut was like a god or something. And I was like, I'm out. I can't follow it. I'm sorry.
Jeremy cancels RVB.
That's
the title.
I canceled it for me.
Yeah, it
Okay.
got complex.
It got complex.
as existing storylines started to overlap with the new and emerging.
Well, you
ones.
wrote one of them.
So
one of the
this
seasons.
is-
didn't
No,
you?
I just drew
So
it. I
it's
just
now it's
You directed
more.
it. Which one was that? Was that
7.
relocated
It's
or?
22 and a half.
That was a
Yeah.
miniseries, which I
So it was
did.
20. It was 22 and a half
Recreation
before.
was the full
20
season.
Recreation was
yeah.
up. So was it?
22 and a half.
Was it relocated? Was that the
Relocated
name?
was between 6 and 7.
Okay, so
And I
that
did
wasn't
7.
the one you did. Okay,
No, I did that as well.
you did that as well. Okay, because I
did
think
everything.
relocated
Sixes and
is like my
sevens, what?
favorite. I think
But that's
that
only
one-
4 episodes. That's the miniseries.
so funny. All 4 of them though are so fucking
Wow.
funny.
It was really fun to do.
Yeah,
What was fun?
Joannis.
My past.
Okay.
Joannis.
And
The
now it's
whole
the sex.
bit with Joannis is one of my favorite
That was
things with Lieutenant Miller and all that.
my first time visiting Rooster Teeth. You were in town working on Red versus Blue. I helped Joel Heyman recreate. I think he was working on season 3, remastering
all
it.
of the first 3, was it 5 seasons were in
Oh, there they
standard
are.
def, and then they were
There's
reshot on
something.
Halo PC.
Yeah, and so I did a bunch of like head bobs with him and stuff. like that.
2003?
I think I made it to season
2003?
How old were you then?
13. I think was the last I saw, even though I was
Yeah.
in 14.
Yeah,
I don't want to know if you wanna-
I think I got to 11.
You don't want to know.
Okay,
11 or
so
12?
in 2003, when Red vs. Blue started, I was 14. I remember being in German
You weren't,
class.
in German.
Yeah, I was.
because I was 14.
I was 14.
But you were wow. What year were you born in?
Well, I started watching in like April, because it started in April, and then I was 15 in May,
Okay, that makes sense.
So you're born May of 89,
88.
88.
Okay, I was 89.
God, there's
2000.
Well, how old were you in 2003?
2000.
You
Oh,
wanna
this is
know?
gonna be a sad answer.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
hear it. How old are you in 2003?
7.
Thanks for watching this week's post show.
Yeah, it really winded down. As soon as we all start
What was I
counting
even
numbers.
doing with my life?
But there was a there's a
I
moment in
doing?
RvB. I do want to go back. If you haven't watched it yet, I don't know what season's the start of. It's whenever Washington is looking for church and
What was
like
I
at the beginning
doing?
of it, trying to get them all back
I
together.
was working here while you were in school.
There's
Stop!
there's a moment in one of those seasons where
I was 7!
end it.
What the fuck was I doing?
You can't end it after the maybe you can.
We'll get to it later.
Thanks for watching and supporting
Forget
being
it.
a first member. You guys are great. We'll see you next week. Nice 74.
Okay.
7.
Stop.
Do you always leave on the post show?
Yeah, we'll just leave.
No. No. Well. Yeah, you left. Lower. Get lower.
No.